So now we've finished in Photoshop and we have our images ready to load onto the web. You can see I have optimized versions of the original images. What started out as 8.7 megabytes or larger is now 130 kilobytes or smaller. We're going to use those images that we've optimized, and we want them to wind up being laid out on a page like this. Now here we've got them a little bit less than 300 pixels wide, more like 270 pixels wide, which allows them to line up side by side in a 960 pixel wide web design. To make this happen, we're going to go into our WordPress and we're going to start out by adjusting our media settings. Now this is found under Settings, your bottom left tab in your dashboard, Media. Here we go. There's a number of things you can do here. They include setting the sizes for your medium and large images, but the thumbnail size as well. And there's an option here to crop your thumbnail to the exact dimensions that you want. We want that turned on, and I'm going to actually adjust this number so that I can start out with a thumbnail that's 300 pixels wide by 200 pixels tall. Now that's the same ratio as 6:4. That's the main values I'm worried about right now. Let's simply save those changes. Now it's important that we save these changes before we start uploading, because they take effect only now that we've adjusted those. And so only the next batch of images that we start uploading after this is what gets these settings. So now I'll go to Pages, and I'm going to add a new page. And I'm going to call it Gallery New. I'm going to call it New because I've experimented with this before, and this allows me just to have a fresh page to work with. So, upload, insert an image. I'll navigate to my files and actually have these in a new location. Go to where those are. Optimized version. I'm going to select all of these by holding down Shift and selecting the bottom. That way I select all of them and open. And this will start the uploading process. It'll take just a bit. I'm going to come back in a moment once that's been completed. Now the images have finished uploading and we can go to work on them. We need to make sure that they have titles and alt tags that make sense. So for the title, I actually want to give it a little better title here. Famous duos. I'm going to call this Army Men. I'm going to simply copy that and paste it also as the alternate text. And here, let's just give it some sample caption. And that way we'll see where the caption goes. Now you'll notice that it actually didn't crop this image the way I wanted it, so let's experiment with making the crop better here. I'm going to apply this change only to the thumbnail. Let's try and get this top left corner crop, which is what I wanted. See if we can make it do it. Change the aspect ratio to 6:4. Adjusted it a little. Crop that. Let's see if that works. Looks better here anyway. And the way this works is we can just scroll on down then to the next file and update its information. It's a little bit jerky in the way it adjusts to your screen, but we can get the work done. And so, famous duos. I don't know who these people are, so I'll just name them that. And Copy that and paste it, and then put in my sample caption text. Going down to the next one. You noticed my little clipboard tool that allows me to grab prior clipboards. It's pretty handy. And so let's see, these are the fruit of the loom, folks, I think. And on it goes. I'll come back in a sec. So now for the rest of them, I simply had to add the title and alternate text and the caption text the way I wanted it. And that's all I've done. And at the bottom, once I've finished doing this for all my images, I can click Save All Changes. Doing that now, and here we get our results. We see them here. Now once you've done that, below this you get the gallery settings options. Now there's a couple of important settings that we want. The first one is that we want the thumbnails to link to the image file itself, not to the attachment page. The attachment page shows the image with some descriptive information around it. We want it to link directly to the larger file, which will make it work like the lightbox. Now, menu order is fine. Ascending or descending doesn't really make a big deal unless you want them to go in one direction or the other. Columns, let's use 3. That's the default setting. We'll work with that. And insert your gallery. Here's what it looks like in the visual rich text editor view. If I switch to HTML, you see it simply gives us a shortcode with link equals file, which tells it that the images should link to their file. So let's publish this. And I'm going to view this now in a new tab. And as it loads, you're going to see that our results are not beautiful yet. What the gallery function does is create some default styles. It tries to make it so it's going to fit 3 images wide within the space that you've allowed for your gallery. And it's also put some ugly gray borders around things which don't actually fit the dimensions of our images. And so we're going to need to update the styling. The other thing I want to do is I would like to have a full width page. And so to make that happen, let's go back to our page editor and let's select for our template the page wide template, which is one we've built in to give you a full width page without the sidebar. Update, switch back, refresh. Alright, so that's a step forward, but things aren't fitting 3 by 3 yet. Now, what I've done is I've worked out the CSS steps to enable us to do this. So we're going to come back and take that step, add the CSS in the next video.